Today we're talking about this, a tripod. It's a tripod from SmallRig, and SmallRig paid me quite a bit of money to talk about this tripod. So this is more of a showcase ad style thing and not really a review. Also, this tripod is the TRIBEX PJ tripod, which PJ is for Potato Jet because Potato Jet collaborated with SmallRig to make this. So I was already not going to be very objective because Gene...
Oh, hey, Gerald.
...is a longtime YouTube friend, and I'm not going to make a video lambasting his product. However, I actually do have a few criticisms about this tripod. So I'm going to make those criticisms in this video, and I'll send it off to SmallRig for approval. And if they approve them, then you'll see the video. And if they don't approve them, then I'm not going to make the video, because I'm not going to make a video that I can't share my honest criticisms about, even if it's a paid video. Anyway, the tripod comes in a nice case. It's nice. It's pretty compact for what it is. Let's bust it out. I think I've got everything out of here. There is an extra Allen key in the bag. Nice bag. And this is it. This is the TRIBEX PJ tripod. It looks cool. I like the Batman color scheme on it. So the most interesting, unique aspect of this tripod is this handle here, which I believe they're calling the clutch. And there's a few different positions for it. You can put it all the way up like this, or you can tuck it all the way flat for storage. But if you unlock it like that and then squeeze it, the legs go down. And that's pretty much it. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. So this is really cool. And for the most part, it works really well. I do have one small complaint, which is that it's my instinct is that I squeeze it, it adjusts, and then I let go and it's locked. It's not. There is a little bit of a time lag that you need to be aware of. So if you squeeze it to make an adjustment, and then you have to let go, you have to wait for this to come all the way out like that. However, I have noticed that you can quicken it up by just pulling it yourself. So if you do make an adjustment and you pull the clutch out yourself, then it locks immediately. Takes a little bit getting used to because it's not as fast as just like latching a lever. But something this is really handy for is leveling, because rather than adjusting one leg up and down and trying to level it, there's bubble levels here and here, and you can just squeeze this, adjust it to where you want it, pull that clutch back out, and now you're leveled that quickly. It's faster than adjusting a ball, it's faster than adjusting a leg, and I think it's really cool for that. And like I already said, I like how you can lock it like that if you don't want to make any adjustments to your tripod while carrying it around and you're happy with your position. For me, this feels more like the next step if you look at something like a Zachtler Flowtech that had the handles at the top, you adjust it, you lock them down. This is even faster than that, but it does give me a bit more of like an adventure filmmaking vibe, where the Flowtech still feels like that would be the more secure option for a big rig on sticks, not moving too much in a studio environment. I feel like it's meant to be more versatile than something like a Flowtech would be. So more of a just choose the right tool for the job. Price-wise though, these are significantly cheaper than the Flowtech. They're coming in at $7.99 for the combo with the head, which I think is fair. When I first took a look at this, I thought to myself, this looks like it'd be in the $5.99 to $7.99 zone. There's some premium things that I think would bring it up, and the fact that it's a brand partnership with a YouTube creator means it's probably going to be at a slight premium. $7.99 I feel like is a fair price at the upper limit. I wouldn't pay $1,500 for this, but I think it's fairly priced. Okay, so for reference, I'm 6'4". This is me standing all the way up. Let's get this to its maximum height. Again, comparing it to something like the Flowtech, I do find that when you squeeze it and kind of let the legs shake out, that because they're smaller and lighter, they do feel a little bit more, a little rattly compared to something like the Flowtech. But again, I would prefer this for more of a travel adventure scenario. So I'm measuring 56 inches, which is 142 centimeters. But we do have a center column that we can raise up. So to raise the center column, there's this little knob here that you can't twist because it has a lock, sort of a sheath that you pull away from it in order to unlock it. There's some, looks like little rosette teeth inside there. But it is kind of annoying now to untwist. I have to pull, turn, let go, pull, turn, let go. It's a little bit tedious. And when you go to lock it, you can just turn it with the teeth. And maybe they thought of that, but I am worried a little bit that it's going to grind those teeth down over time. I'm not sure about the longevity of this part. It's robust, but it feels a little bit counterintuitive, and I'm worried that people are going to grind it up, I guess. That's probably the most awkward piece on the whole tripod. So maybe that isn't too bad of a criticism if it's like, that's the most awkward thing, is just this weird center column lock. Anyway, once it is loose, then you can pull the center column all the way up. And again, you can either pull it away and lock it, or you can just kind of let the teeth grind. I don't know what the right or wrong way to do that is. Let's get a height measurement. 67 inches, which is 170 centimeters. And that's pretty good. Generally, I try to get a tripod that at least could be at my eye level. And this might be a little bit short with a mirrorless camera, but if you had a larger package on there, I think you'd be fine. It's right, you know what, it's not bad. I'd say it's right at the cutoff. Even though it's like a thin little carbon fiber center column, it is quite strong. So I wouldn't really be worried about putting a heavier camera package on there. Now, of course, because there is a center column, you can take it off and just have this thing fixed in there. You can also undersling it if you want to have the camera hanging down between the tripod. So you have all that versatility, which is nice. I do find this knob a little bit annoying though, but you might not have to use it that much, so might not be that big of a deal. And then each one of the legs also has the ability to, you know, pull this thing out. So you can go all the way pretty much horizontal. And what's cool is you can even have an obstacle in the way, like say this stool that I have right here. And I could use this one clutch to find a level shot like that, where now one of the legs is on the stool and the other two are on the ground. There's also some interesting, thoughtful inclusions, like how the hook down here actually has a button on the bottom of it, so you can push it, and then out comes a little Allen key that you can use for the bottom of tripod plates. On this side, we have a 1/4-20 with locating pin receivers there, so you could attach some kind of monitor arm or something and it's not going to be able to twist out. That's a thoughtful inclusion. And there's also one on each side of the head. Again, 1/4-20 with locating pins, 1/4-20 with locating pins. And another thoughtful little inclusion. If we look under the plate, which by the way, these are just drop-in plates, which is sweet. So you can just go like that. And they're drop-in plates for both. This is Manfrotto, but you can also flick a little lever under here and it'll switch it for the DJI RS plates, which is kind of cool. And you can see the little prongs here adjusting. But this is what I was going to point out. They have a 3/8 and a 1/4-20 receptacle here that you can hide extra screws and they don't interfere with the slide action of the plate. So just smart little things like that. Let's talk a little bit about the head while we're here. So it's pretty good head. It's a fluid head. One thing that I like about it, well, two things really, is that they're not just tighten down the grease plates and that's your lock. There's an individual lock and then also a tension adjustment for both tilt and for pan, which is the way to do it. You want your lock to be independent. That way you can just keep your tension where you have it and then lock it off. I've seen some more cost-effective fluid heads be an all-in-one system, and they're annoying because then every time you want to unlock, you have to try to get back to where you wanted your position to be. So that's smart. You've got two locks and two different tension adjustments, and you can definitely dial in where you need it to be. And then over on this side, we have counterbalance. There's 3 settings. You want to be able to counterbalance the weight of your rig so that if you do position it somewhere, I don't have a camera on here now, but that it's going to be able to lock it off, balance it, and not want to fight back or return to center. And as you can see, we've got a 1, 2, and a 3. I believe that 1 is for like light mirrorless camera setups, 2 is for a compact, you know, square cinema body, and then 3 would be for a larger package. So as far as heads go, everything that you need is here. Sure, there are some much more expensive heads and some bigger tripod combinations that have a few more little creature comforts and adjustments that can be handy. But again, you got to choose the right tool for the job. This just really smells like a compact, put in your luggage, adventure filmmaking kind of tripod, and it does that better than those other bigger tripods will do what they do well. The only other criticism I have, let me show you the feet. See, I fell for it. You'll have to use this tripod a while to get used to it. When you, like I said, you want to let go and either give it a second to release or let go and then pull it out. Because if you just squeeze, let go, see how there's a little bit of adjustment there? Watch one more time. Squeeze, bring it up, let go. See how it sinks back down? But if you squeeze, bring it up, pull out the clutch, now it doesn't go back down. So you either have to wait or pull it out, and that will take a little bit of getting used to. I still fall for it from time to time. But anyway, so overall the feet are fine, and I've also noticed that they have these little receptacles here. I looked it up, and this, obviously you could have a ground spreader for these 3 legs. It doesn't come included, at least mine didn't. But I looked at the SmallRig on their website under tripods for the ground spreader for that, and it's the exact same foot. So I think the generic $59 SmallRig spreader you can use for this tripod. And I also like that these feet, there's a little button here that you can push in, and then you can take them off, and you've got your little spikes if you want to stick it in the ground or whatever. And they go on okay. There's a little bit of a lack of like, did I get it in right? But they do adjust nicely, which is good for different, you know, angles of terrain that you would have it on. My only criticism is that when you're using it here in the studio, if I put it on like a laminate flooring, this isn't rubber. At least, no. I mean, if it is rubber, it's the hardest, least porous rubber I've ever felt, but it feels a little bit more almost like a plastic finish. I've only really noticed it creep up once, which is that when it was fully spread and I had a heavy package on top and I was tilting forward quite a bit, that little bit of pressure did cause the leg to kind of slip out a little bit wider than it was. So something to consider. If that's how you're using it all the time on slick surfaces, you could probably put some kind of grip tape or something on the bottom to improve it. Oh, I forgot one more fun little thoughtful inclusion. Here on the underside of the head, you can see they've also hidden a little tool in there, which it's magneted in. It's similar to, keeping a washer on your keychain, which, by the way, if you don't do that, you should do that. Put a little washer like this on your keychain, and that way you can always, undo flat head screws in your camera gear. But this is fun. It's better than a washer. It's got a little nubbin on it. I got two last things for you, a pro and a con. Well, a pro and sort of an oddity. The pro is that, as I mentioned, there's a hook here. And at first it felt like it was just made of plastic. And I think it is, but it is a very dense, solid plastic. And so I tested it with a sandbag. I've got a 15-pound sandbag here. And I wanted to see if there's going to be any stress on it when I put it on. And as you can see there in that shot, it doesn't really flex or sag at all. And even if I pull down on this, check this out. It's a pretty strong hook. However, there is one oddity. Let's say you've got all your legs collapsed and you have the clutch put away and locked up like this. You'd think, okay, tripod is locked up and secure. You can still pull out the legs. So the clutch really only releases them, and then it stops them from sinking like this, but it doesn't stop them from being pulled out. Now, like I said, I don't know if that's a con, but it's odd. So do with that what you want. What more is there to say? It's a tripod. It's a cool collaboration. It looks cool. It's really, really good for the type of stuff that Gene does, which makes sense because, it's his partner product. So if you're somebody that does similar things to Potato Jet, I think you're really going to love it because he put a lot of really thoughtful inclusions into this tripod, and you can really tell. And my criticisms of it aren't that severe, and I think for the price point, I think it's a good package overall. So good job, SmallRig X Potato Jet. Nice tripod. All right, I'm done.